I'm Pat Gunn, and this is a speech accent archive video. So the archive accent video is, the speech accent archive, it's a project at GMU that studies, it studies accents from all over the world. And they collect samples of people reading a paragraph, and collect some demographic information about where they're from, and then they typically mark it up in IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. Which, if you don't follow linguistics, the IPA, it's not a normal alphabet. It's a special set of symbols that are meant to symbolize the range of phonemes, or of sounds that we use in the varied languages of the world. And it has characters for almost everything. And so it's often used as a way to compare accents. Like you might see pronunciation dictionaries often use it, and you'll see like, oh, there's an upside down E here, and there's a letter with a weird hyphen over it, something like that. That's probably the IPA. And so this GMU project, they collect samples from people from all over the world, have them read a sample paragraph, ask them, I think, 7 questions, and I'm going to work through those 7 questions. If I can find them here. Let's see. And I will be providing a link to this below. Okay, so here are the answers to my 7 questions. Now I am going to submit this to the project. If you want to do one of these as well, it'll be really cool for other people to be able to geek out over the different accents that people have. Where were you born? I was born in Dallas, Texas, in the United States. What is your native language? English. What other languages besides English and your native language do you know? I speak some Spanish and German. I can more or less read French, although I'm not that great at pronouncing it. I can speak a little bit of Russian, a little bit of Hebrew, moderate amounts of Japanese. That's everything I know that's coming to mind right now. So yeah, that's probably right. How old are you? I'm almost 35. I'm 34. Well, I guess I'm not. Yeah, actually, I am almost 35. How old were you when you first began to study English? Well, as it's my first language, one of the cool things about it's been determined that in the womb people start to pick up the phonemes of their parents and of other voices that they can hear through the womb walls. So theoretically I could say from before I was born, but I'm not sure that's really what's meant, but it's probably really more meant for English as a second language speakers. So maybe 1 or 2, or maybe less. How long have you lived in an English-speaking country? Which country? Well, the United States. I've lived my entire life here in a variety of states. Although my family moved around a lot when I was young. Spent the first 2 years in Texas, then maybe a year in Connecticut. I think then 3 more years in Texas, and then a distant suburb of Cleveland called Brecksville. And my family stuck around there until I went off to college. And my parents are both still vaguely in the area, and one of my sisters is. So here's the paragraph that we're asked to read. Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station. So I'm guessing that that this paragraph was designed to it was designed because presumably it had a nice variety of expected word phoneme maps, and one could really hear how one pronounces all the vowels and many of the consonants in English. And maybe, I don't know, these words aren't too particular to to certain areas of the country, so maybe you wouldn't hear I mean, you're not going to get any slang from this, but you wouldn't expect to. But yeah, I love browsing these sites that have that cover different accents across the country, and I took some linguistics in undergrad, and I've often known people who were into linguistics, and and I've also often known people from overseas who pick up English, who pick up either American English or learned British or Indian English, and hearing them adapt to wherever they happen to be, because I certainly have adapted my accent several times over my life. It's neat to see that kind of process going on. So I will close this thing with the paragraph so I can get back. Where was... Ah, there it is. Oh, yeah, you will see I'm using a pen to manipulate the computer. I'm using a Cintiq display, which, if you've never heard of them, so Wacom makes drawing tablets, and artists and drafters have long used this kind of thing. Like, you just have a pad and you'd have a pen, and the person would end up drawing whatever they're drawing with the pen, and it would show up on the screen. And the Cintiq is just a tweaked version of that actually you're drawing right on the screen. Pretty cool, pretty expensive. Fun thing to play with, particularly if you do sketches or you ever tried to become a webcomic artist or ever hope to. That's why I got this one. Kind of slacked off on actually doing that art. Anyhow, I would encourage you to go look at the site that I'm going to link at in the description for this video, and to submit your own samples to them, so that it'll be even so that it'll be even more awesome for everyone who wants to go and look at that stuff. So take care. See you in the next video.